Welcome to A Girl's Guide to, the podcast designed to help generations of women enhance their minds, love their bodies, and heal their souls. I'm your host, Michaela, a girl navigating life and helping you do the same. I am so happy and grateful that you are here. Let's dive in. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of A Girl's Guide to, and happy freaking Friday. I hope that you had a wonderful week and are excited for this weekend, whatever you've got planned. And for today's episode, I wanted to do something a little bit different, something just fun, I guess. I don't know. I was trying to honestly think of an idea for this week's episode, and I've been seeing this trend on X where it's a meme of, I think his name is Finn from what's this movie? Tangled? Tangled. He's got a sword to his throat and it says, "What opinion about adulthood would have you like this? Would have you in this situation?" So basically, the whole trend is just people sharing their unpopular opinions about adulthood. And I feel as though since entering adulthood a few years ago, there are a lot of different things that I've learned. Of course, so many things that I'm still learning and will learn in the future, as we all are constantly doing. But I thought it would be fun to kind of just look at what people think about adulthood, their opinions on it, and share my opinion, whether I agree or disagree. And I don't know, maybe there are some things that you'll need to hear in this episode or be reminded of. So, yeah, something new. Why not? Let's go for it. So, I went through X, I found some of the threads where people shared their answers, and I saw a few that like stuck out to me, and now we're going to chat about it. Okay, so the first one is you can never prepare enough for it. So, you can never prepare enough for adulthood. And I really liked this one and agree for a few different reasons. First, it's so true, right? We're not not mind readers, but we can't see the future, right? Like we don't know what's going to happen. So no matter how much we prepare, whatever preparing looks like, we're still going to be thrown into circumstances that we couldn't predict, right? I mean, we can all say that that has happened to us in the past. So what I think I have learned from that is to not take life so seriously. And although it's important to, be responsible when it comes to finances or just the way that you spend your time and the things that you do, the morals you have, right? Certain things like that. I think it's also important to remember that life isn't that serious and to still enjoy it and have your fun. Don't get lost in trying to prepare for the future that you forget to live in the present. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Wow. We're like 3 minutes into this recording and I'm already dropping the fire. Okay. I needed to be reminded of that. Wow. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, I don't know. That one really, really stuck out to me and totally agree with this person. Actually her handle is Big Mummy Abigail. So, Big Mummy Abigail, I'm right there with you, girlfriend. Cannot prepare enough for it. So, just enjoy the journey, fall in love with the process, and you'll figure it out along the way. You can have like goals and a plan, right? I also think that is important. Something that I'm really diving into right now, currently, is like me being more organized. I realize that I thrive in that, and I've been using Notion. You probably have seen me talk about it on my Instagram story, but I love it. It's just a super great tool to get your life together, like organized and your to-do list. And I mean, you really have to check it out for yourself. But anyway, that's kind of besides the point. Just obviously, you can have a plan, you can follow a schedule, have your routines, right? You still want to do things in an organized fashion, but make sure when you're doing that, when you're scheduling and planning, you're leaving room for fun. You're leaving room for rest and relaxation and just enjoying life and not feeling like you always have to be hustling and grinding to figure it out and get to the next step and to prepare, right? Like it's okay to chill and don't don't let yourself feel guilty for that. That's another thing that I'm working on. I recently discovered something called human design. Somebody told me about it. You may have heard of it before. If you like woo-woo stuff, you can totally look into it, but I discovered that I'm what's called a projector type, and it's somebody who needs a lot of rest and relaxation to have improved productivity and energy and creativity, which is something that I already felt about myself. So it was super validating and reassuring to read that that is true. It actually said in the description of a projector type that a 9 to 5 lifestyle is not best suited for them. So I was like, you know what? I'm not crazy after all. But yes, if you are into the woo woo stuff, definitely go and check it out. But I think that everybody could benefit from more rest and relaxation and taking a chill pill in 2024, okay? And not taking life so damn seriously. But that's just the first one, baby. Let me see what else we have here. Okay. Oh, here's a good one because this is kind of now this one I don't necessarily fully agree with. Okay, so this person says you need to help yourself. Nobody will help you. And I agree and also disagree. I think that it's obviously very important to take back your power, or not take back your power, just step into your power and remember that you are fully capable of doing whatever it is that you want to do. However, that may include needing to reach out to people for help and support along the way. I don't think that I think that saying nobody will help you is a bit extreme. I think I understand what the person is trying to say, right? They're trying to say that you need to be your number one cheerleader. You need to be the person who is showing up the most for your goals and your future and your life, because that's what it is. It's yours. It's not anybody else's. Nobody else should be working as hard or caring as much about the things that you care about and that you love, your life and your future and your visions, because they're yours. It would only make sense that they mean the most to you. So you have to also be the one to put in the most energy and effort and really step into your power, because you are capable of doing so much more than I think sometimes you lead yourself to believe. And trust me, when I say this, I speak to myself, and I am still struggling in this area, but I've definitely come a long way. And I can say that help and support has been part of that. It's been a huge part of it, actually. If I hadn't had my family here in the darker times of my journeys where I really needed a boost or a reminder of why I'm doing this, I don't know where I would be. It's been a blessing that I know not everybody has to the level of which I do, and I'm so grateful for that. But I think that it is important to make sure you have a good circle around you, whether that be your family or friends or just a community that you're a part of, something where you feel that love and support from, and knowing that you can lean on those people when you need to. But I think this person is basically just trying to say, you got to do the work. You got to do the work. Don't expect anybody to do it for you. But I do think that when it is needed, help is always there in some way. There are always resources available to you, whether that be through people or through, well, people through online resources, right? That's still people, but just virtually. So that is my take on the second one. I also like this one, Irene. That's a pretty name. She says adulthood is peace of mind. And I love that because a lot of these that I've been seeing are pretty negative, right? They're just like all about, I don't know, just giving advice, I guess. Whereas she's like, I'm chilling. I like adulthood. Adulthood is good for me. And I also have been tapping into that energy and actually spoke about this with the previous guest from what's the date? Today's the 16th. So, it was yesterday's. Yeah, it was yesterday's episode, the 15th. The days get like all mushed in my head, but the guest Victoriana, my friend Tori, we were talking about how adulthood often seems very overwhelming, especially when you're stepping into your early 20s. And Are we still recording here? Yes, we are. Okay. My computer just did something funky. But we were talking about how it can be overwhelming. And as a 26-year-old herself, she was saying that it's really just about, finding your power in that overwhelm and being like, I get to do these things, right? We said I have my to do list and I call it the get to do list. Instead of thinking, oh, I'm an adult now and I have to do these things, think about it as you get to do them and the opportunities that you have now as a fully functioning adult who can really craft her own future. That's an awesome thing. That's not something I think to be scared of. I think it's okay to feel overwhelmed and confused, but I think that there's also excitement and joy in the kind of mystery of it, right? And being able to design your life now that you have that independence. So I think that saying there's peace of mind in that is really true, especially if you grew up in a toxic household, which I had some I can definitely say my household as a child was toxic in some ways. It was also very loving though, and now it's much more loving and not toxic. However, it is, I have found recently, been slightly challenging to grow up in a space that has once been toxic for me, and I feel as though, I'm trying to outgrow that past version of me in a space in which that version of me evolved, it became her, right? It just whoa. Totally stuttered there. It's been a challenge to do that, but I'm trying to find peace of mind in the sense of, that life is not the life anymore. And I get to experience adulthood and have create better memories in this space. But for some people, that's not the case. If you're currently living in a toxic household, if that's never changed, then adulthood can really be peace of mind because you have that independence. Hopefully, obviously, I know right now the whole moving out, getting your own place situation for anybody is just such a challenge, but it can definitely, when you get to that point, can definitely be peace of mind for you to be able to have your own space and set those boundaries that you weren't able to set as a child, right? Living at home. Or so I definitely agree that there can be some really wonderful moments in adulthood that allow you to heal, that allow you to discover who you are, that allow you to just live again rather than feeling like you have to exist. And I know that's the case for a lot of people. They say that their relationships with their parents, strengthened after they had moved out, or they just had they returned home to themselves afterwards. So many wonderful stories of, obviously, as we grow, we learn things and we step into our power as fully functioning individuals now. So I can agree. I love it. I think it's been such a beautiful journey the last few years of my early adulthood years. I obviously am still in the early years, but I love that there's so much discovery and that the opportunities are endless. So Irene, I love your answer, girlfriend. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this one is really perfect to actually end on. And it's funny because there's two tweets. I'm still calling them tweets. I don't give a fuck. I don't know what they're supposed to be called now, but they're tweets to me. So it says, I feel that one person says, oh my God, no way. Yo, this is weird. They tweeted this on my birthday of this past year. Okay. I'm like, that honestly, like, okay, it could mean nothing. Obviously, it's just a thing that he put out, but I'm such a, oh, it's a sign person. Like, I have become so woo woo, so spiritual that anything like that, I believe that it's a sign, but it's because of what it says. So let me get to that. It says, I feel that everyone should move away from their hometown, even for a little bit, to see what the world has to offer, as well as grow outside of your comfort zone. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, we're talking about this. Now I'm just realizing that he posted that on my birthday. And then right under it, the next day, somebody put, get out of your hometown, even if it's not forever. Move, travel, see the world. There is more to life than the same 10 people and the same 3 bars. I just now am seeing the 3 bars part. That's funny. Obviously, I don't care how many bars I have over here, but no, but in all seriousness, obviously I saw these and I couldn't agree more. I have just found such a love and passion for travel. And it's funny, I've been blessed to be able to travel a lot since I was a kid. My grandparents have always taken us to Florida, or we've done a lot of road trips up to New Hampshire. And I've been to New York several times through programs with school and church before. And just, I've definitely been able to see a lot of, I would say, the East Coast, obviously a ton of New England living here. So I've been able to get out of my hometown. And then obviously last year, starting to travel more with the Airbnb collabs, I realized that there was a lot more to see and that I just needed to get out more. So that's obviously something that I've been incorporating. But what I really wanted to talk about uh, with this whole topic, like I totally agree with them, and I'm excited to pursue that goal of mine of being able to move out of my hometown. And until I am able to move out and honestly figure out where I would want to move to, I'm going to figure that out by traveling more with the Airbnb collabs and just hopefully being able to create more of a solid career there and incorporate it into my lifestyle. Like van life has been calling my name recently. So we will see. But the biggest thing that comes down to being able to make this lifestyle adjustment is honestly a fear. It comes down to fear. And, I'm always preaching to feel the fear and do it anyway. And I had a whole conversation with a girlfriend recently about this. And she was saying, if it scares you, you should do it. Actually, two girlfriends, now that I'm thinking about it, we were kind of, we had, I really need to slow down because I keep stuttering. I just get so freaking excited and passionate. But two friends of mine I was having two separate conversations with, but we both somehow ended up bringing up that it is so important to go after the things that scare you most, because that usually means there's a breakthrough there. That usually means that on the other side of that fear is something amazing that you would never be able to experience if you didn't just go for it. And I definitely have had experiences like that for myself and have proof that that is the truth. So I'm trying to tell myself that now with this new goal of mine of being able to or wanting to move out, not just of my parents' home but of my hometown, and possibly out of state, out of this region. Who knows? But as someone who has such a close relationship with her family, and all of my family is here in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, like everybody is here, I have just such a fear of leaving everyone behind. And I guess I have a fear of also being without them. And I realized recently that maybe now is the best time to do it, because my brother is about to graduate high school, which is freaking crazy, and he's the baby. So that's wild, and he's looking into college. My sister is doing very well for herself. She just turned 21 this past year. She's killing it. She has such a wonderful job. She loves it. She's just doing fantastic. And then, my parents are set. My dad's business is doing so wonderful. My mom's doing some really exciting things with her life, and all of my grandparents are healthy and alive. And I just feel that if anything, now would be the best time when everybody else is good and set and okay. But this might be very niche because I don't know exactly who listens. I don't know your life stories, or, if you have siblings or not, or if you're the oldest sibling or not, but it might resonate with you in some way. As the oldest child, as the, oldest sibling of three, my brother and sister, and also having had gone through some really challenging moments in my childhood where I had to step up and kind of have this leadership role. And, now we joke about it and say that I'm the family manager, but in all reality, it has, excuse me, it has caused some challenges for me to feel as though I can leave, or to feel as though I can put all of my energy and focus into me and that I don't have to worry about anybody else. I had a moment last year actually where my sister was there supporting me, going back to what we were talking about earlier. She was there kind of calming me down. And she said to me, she said, we're all good now. You don't have to take care of us. We've got it. like, it's okay, take care of yourself. Because I think a lot of the times I'm always so worried about my family and providing for them, or just being here to make sure everything's okay. And she said that to me, and it was really in that moment that I kind of had that shift. And now moving into this year, keeping that in mind, and also remembering that I have to live out my life, right? You've got to live out your life. Whoever is here, family, friends, they love you. They will support you. They will be there. And in the world that we live in today with all this technology, that's another thing that we obviously can still communicate and talk on the phone and FaceTime and text all the time. And obviously, I if I were to move away, I'd be able to come back and they'd be able to go see me. And so they're just I know a lot of people talk about moving out of their hometown or wanting to do it, but have the same fears as me. I've actually had some conversations recently with a couple people who moved far away from their families and are in their early 20s, and they were basically saying, obviously it's hard, obviously there are challenges. That's I keep saying obvious, but that's expected is what I wanted to say. And you have to just kind of adapt and create a new routine, and eventually, like, my goal obviously is to move out. I don't always want to be sitting here in my parents' basement and not progress. Obviously very blessed for my circumstances, but there's more to that. So I know that my life's going to change. It's going to look different. The lifestyle I live is going to look different. It's just that, especially for someone who didn't go to college and hasn't ever experienced life outside of my own home, basically, it's such a weird transition going from my home that I've lived in for 18 years and my hometown and knowing nothing else to now that I considering this goal of mine that I need to actually be prepared for one day. But I guess full circle moment, right? You cannot prepare enough for it. So you just kind of have to go with the flow and remember that you're going to figure it out, but go after the things that you want and don't let other people, your hometown, or what you think people might want you to do hold you back. Do what you want to do. And if that means moving out and exploring the world and seeing other places, which is definitely always calling my name. I don't know about you, but it's for sure calling mine. Then you just have to go out and freaking do it. So yeah, but have fun, right? Like I said, full circle moment, have fun with it. It's not that serious. You can't prepare that much. And yeah, wow, this was fun. I liked this episode. I want to know what you guys think. You'll have to let me know in the comments or send me a message. I love to hear from you guys. It's always wonderful to know that you're tuning in and that you're loving the content. Obviously, I'm here to provide for you, and I want you to be able to take away something every single week. So hearing from you means the world. And also, if you can like or share or subscribe, anything like that to help the show grow, that would be wonderful as well. We have some really exciting goals for 2024, and I'm just super excited for where the show is going to go. So thank you for tuning in. Happy Friday. Have a fun and safe weekend, and I'll see you on Monday for another episode of A Girl's Guide to. Bye.